It's Tuesday, March 10th, 2026, and we got some pretty significant severe weather that's possible today. So I'm going to be talking about what you need to know about this, and it continues tomorrow. So let's jump straight into today's video. So let's start off with today's SPC outlook. So according to the Storm Prediction Center, we have a marginal risk expanding from the Mexico border all the way up through Columbus, Ohio, Milwaukee, and those locations, where we can see some scattered severe weather. We'll talk about the timing impacts and stuff like that a little bit later. But you can see that we also do have a slight risk expanding from the Mexico border through Oklahoma, including Oklahoma City and Topeka, over there towards Detroit and northwestern Ohio, where there will be, more higher probabilities for more severe weather. But then we got the enhanced risk. Now, this is the areas that we could see some more stronger tornadoes. Okay, this is for today. It usually is for we're gonna see them from like the late afternoon to the evening into the overnight hours. So some of this will be overnight. Okay. Then we also got another enhanced risk down here where a strong tornado will be a possibility as well. So let's get more into the detail about the tornadoes. So we have a 10% tornado risk in effect for parts of northern Illinois. Sorry, I don't know why I said Louisiana. As well as northwestern Indiana, where we have a 10% tornado risk and a tornado intensity group. So there is a potential that we could see some strong tornadoes out here as we get towards the evening. We've got that 5% tornado risk. If you want to know what this hatch area is, that's actually just like so the 2% is the green, okay? The 5% is the brown, and then 10% is the yellow. So those are the probabilities. But the hatching that you see here, these like lines, those show like if a tornado does occur, you don't know the probabilities of them. But if they do occur, then they could be pretty strong. So that's why we got that. But then if we got this 2% tornado risk, you see like we don't know the probabilities are kind of low if it happens to 2%. But like say we had one right here near Cleveland and it went this way, like it could be strong. So that's what's going on with that. We got that 5% near Springfield, and then we got that big 2% tornado risk. So I think we could see quite a few tornadoes, maybe even a strong one. Depends how these storms get their act together. We got 5% tornado risk down here as well, near Dallas, over there towards the Mexico border. So please have a way to get alerts for tornadoes today and to tonight. And then we also do got some wind risks. We could have some pretty big severe thunderstorms down here, as we got that 30% wind risk, as you can see. But then wind risk actually still expands all the way up here, so severe thunderstorms are going to be a concern. Then we got that 5% area where some scattered severe thunderstorms will be a possibility. Now hail is the biggest one, I would say. Like tornadoes are going to be pretty big, but hail is also going to be a big one. We got a hail conditional intensity group 2 risk, which is the first group 2 hail risk that I've seen so far in this area. So we could see like monster gorilla hail in these areas tonight, the afternoon into tonight. But a big hail is also likely up here, so make sure to park your car in garage. And I'm mostly concerned from northern Indiana, northern Illinois, and northeastern Missouri for potential tornadoes, severe winds, and stuff like that. But yeah, make sure you have a way to get alerts for this. They have weather ADs on. If you're going to go to bed tonight, make sure you have your phone next to you and that your alerts are on so that you can hear if there's ever a warning. So let's check out the future radar so I can show you guys what the future radar could look like. So here is the future radar. Let's see how far does this go. Hopefully this goes far to where the storms start developing. So as you can see, the storms will start developing down here. We're going to have some of this rain over here and stuff. See some of this rain that starts popping up over here. And we're also going to actually have a little bit of snow mixed in with this one near New Mexico. You can see, probably not, but maybe. Quite possibly, but you can see that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about these supercells that start developing down here. But also pay attention to up here when these supercells might start developing as well. So you can see these could be big hail makers down here near Dallas. So like park your car in the garage so that doesn't get damaged by hail down there. But look at some of this stuff that starts forming up here. This is going to be the biggest tornado concerns up there. And then those storms will form. And then after the supercells kind of go away, we're going to see those squall lines start to come through. Like this squall line, and that might head towards Springfield. And then some cities are going to be hit when it's like nighttime though. So, and we might even have some rain in parts of the Ohio Valley before these things even hit. Maybe a few thunder, maybe a little bit of thunder, but stuff like that. So if we check out the HRRR model, let's check this thing out. This is the HRRR future radar. So see, storms will start developing later. And then after they come through, we could get that squall line to push through. And the squall line might actually go towards this area. So let's look at the NAM model now, so that we can see the future radar on there. Here it is. Alright, so let's push this up so that we can see the squall line better. And the risk continues tomorrow, okay? The risk continues tomorrow in these areas. We'll talk about that a little bit more. But you can see the squall line does push through Ohio Valley. Does push through the Ohio Valley. You might see some severe weather. So let's talk about some of the significant tornado perimeter that we have today so that we could talk about that. So let's talk about the CAPE, the Conservative Available Potential Energy first. So here is the conservative available potential energy. We're going to have all of that CAPE come up, and then we're going to have some CAPE up there. And again, I think that we could definitely see a possibility to have a strong tornado somewhere up here around the Chicago area as that CAPE goes up there. And then if we do check out the helicity, we definitely do have the chance to see some tornadoes, rotating supercells. Our atmosphere out here is pretty prime for rotating supercells. Okay, that's one thing. So definitely have a chance for some tornadoes out there. Significant tornado perimeter is the thing I wanted to check out right here. You can see that we could actually see some pretty high levels of significant tornado perimeter up here. So that's why I'm concerned about northern Illinois, central Illinois. We got 5.6 significant tornado perimeters there. Then it does continue. So this is the significant tornado perimeters kind of just puts everything together. So yeah, definitely some significant tornado perimeter is out there. Now supercell composite is also out there. So supercells are going to be a concern as well with this system that comes through. So yeah, this is definitely something to be watching. I'll probably be live tonight covering this severe weather outbreak that might happen. So yeah. So that's the future radar for today. We should be having alerts on as these storms come through and everything like that. So like I said, some of these places might, well, I didn't say it yet, but some of these places might get rain before the storms actually come through. So we might see multiple rounds, which could lead to flash flooding. Now tomorrow, the severe weather risk continues as we get the slight risk expanding from eastern Texas through up there towards Pennsylvania and Columbus, Ohio. It also includes Jackson, Memphis, Nashville, and Washington, where we do have more of a severe damaging wind threat, but we do got a pretty big tornado threat in these areas and these areas down here. And also we have a 2% tornado risk around it. So this is also something to be watching for tornadoes, but not as much as we are going to have to watch them today. We have a wind risk and a smaller hail risk for Wednesday though too. So this is Wednesday right here. We'll watch this day as well, but more of a damaging wind threat, but we still do got a tornado threat with it. Here's the excessive rainfall outlook. Excessive rainfall possible today down here, and here in these areas. So up here as well, we gotta be watching for possible flooding tomorrow and the next. Well, tomorrow mainly again down here, so that area. So yeah, but the thing is, while this thing is happening, there is a chance that we might even have some snow with the system. You might have noticed it. But you might have some little snow with the system up here, which could cause some ice threats and some snow threats as this thing continues moving this way. So if we check out the GFS future radar, and moving on from the severe weather, let's talk about some of the snow and the upcoming future stuff that we could be seeing as we get farther into the future. Let's talk about that now. So here is the GFS future radar. We can look pretty far into the future with this thing. So again, it's not going to be exactly right, of course, because yeah. But if we push this up, it does show that system coming through. Then we might actually have another little snow system come through as it gets a little bit more cold. And then maybe even another snow system come through around March 15th. And then that thing could actually turn out to be kind of significant, especially with severe weather even being a possibility. And then this is the thing that's been very weird to me. This system, I'm going to call it the weird St. Patrick's Day storm, okay? Since this is happening around St. Patrick's Day. But what in the world is this thing? Okay, watch how far down south this thing goes. It literally sends snow right here. It's probably not going to happen, but I'm just saying it's just weird. But this thing is going to be a possibility. You might actually see like snow squall or whatever over here, but that's around March 18th, so that's pretty far into the future for a future radar to do. But snow I don't think is done yet, definitely, but still showing some more signs of severe weather. But we might see a little bit of a break as we get into mid-March, you could say. But again, maybe a few more severe weather events happen. But you can see this warm air right now. Let's talk about the temperatures. This warm air is here. But look what happens here after after the severe weather passes through, the cold air comes through. Okay, the cold air comes through, and then it's going to be a little bit more below average for parts of the eastern United States. We might have some sneaky warmth around March 15th, but then we might even see even more cold temperatures around St. Patrick's Day. So St. Patrick's Day might be cold, okay? Especially if you live in this part of the United States. So that's the temperature anomaly, and let's check out what the Climate Prediction Center thinks of this and see how they predicted it. So let's check out the Climate Prediction Center. Only if I can find it. Okay, here's the Climate Prediction Center. Above average over here and below average over here as the storm system pushes through. I'm gonna see some of that cold air come down and cause some more cold air. So just a heads up, it's gonna get cold again. But as we get to 8 to 14 days, it might start getting warmer again. So yeah. And like I said, with the flooding and stuff, like, we got precipitation outlook as well. So above average precipitation likely in this part of the United States in that green. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. Make sure you're having alerts on and everything. And we've actually, one thing is, I kind of wanted to say this, we got some big ice jams going on over here today. So that's just one thing I wanted to say. We got some big ice jams going on in some of these areas, so please be aware for that. But that's all I got for you today. Make sure to stay tuned, turn on that, smash that like button, slam that notification bell, and make sure to share this video to get the word out. And I'll see you in the next weather update video. Have a wonderful day, and bye.